Hello, welcome to round 2. We are gonna keep this. We have Water Grift turn 1, Void Mage Prodigy turn 2, into something decent turn 3, hopefully. Um, so, not gonna pay to live, of course. Even this member just isn't gonna cut it. I'm obviously gonna run Void Mage Prodigy turn 2 because there's no reason not to. My opponent seems to be some kind of aggro deck, I guess. Um, just cast these cards. Yep, it's a 2-1. 2-1 that can attack him. If he plays a creature, I probably Liliana it. I'm not so sure yet, but I think that's the plan for me yet at this point. Lily is just gonna be a removal, I think. I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna plus it. Or at least not that fast. So the guy went past his upkeep to not pop grasslands. So he either doesn't know how it works, or he's needing the land, or I don't know why he did what he did, but he did it anyway. So he has Lightning Helix apparently, in which case I'm obviously gonna play Ophiomancer here. Because the card is just that good. At least I do need a black then. And why you might say, well, why is it good? Well, seems very unlikely that he has anything here. Maybe he has Mana Tide. It's a possibility. But I think he just wants to have 6 most often than not. Yeah, it doesn't have Mana Tide. So nice mana fix from my opponent at this point, but we'll see what his deck is all about. So far we only see Lightning Helix, and the color combination he's playing should be creature based. But I could be wrong, of course. There's Mentor of the Meek, which I'm obviously gonna kill. I'm gonna play the island over the Arcane Sanctum because I want to be able to play this around the Force Spike, just in case he had it and didn't play it. Because he could definitely have it and like do something that says, hey, I don't have it. Like I've seen people do that before. It's not something that they don't do. I don't think I need shackles that urgently that I want to run it out there right now. So there's a black card as well in his deck. Wow, this is becoming weird. Assemble the Legion is obviously pretty solid, but I don't think it's gonna be the game-breaking card here. Venser is pretty good because I can Venser this now, then make him discard, swing for 3. We can Venser later on, I guess. I think here I do cast the Shackles, discard the Impulse. So play Shackles. I think I discard Impulse here. See what he discards. Eleshnorn, huh? That's an interesting one. So does he have like Makeshift Mannequin then? That would make the most sense, I guess. So assemble the Legion, I can just Shackles 1 token and then smash and Venser it later on when it's actually becoming a bit bigger. Because at this point it doesn't really matter, like if he has a 1-1 haster that attacks Lily, it's not the end of the world. Because he's gonna take damage to the face then instead. And then I can cast Venser during my turn, bouncing Assemble Legion, and chum block one of the next tokens that come in. If I draw land, it's even better. The question is, what do I do if he plays like a really big creature? Do I then dismember this thing? Ripball targeting me, so he's going for the Lily, I think. That's okay. So he only has 2 cards in hand. So it has haste all the damn time, which means that if I attack with both, he's only gonna take 1 there. Oh, he attacks with it, huh? That's surprising. I wouldn't actually see him attack with that so often. So I think we do Shackles this to deal an extra 2 here. Never mind, I'm an idiot. And then assemble the Legion can trigger once more. I don't really think I care about that much. Then you can just Fencer this, end of turn. Maybe he attacks with both, would seem pretty weird. He does. Okay, I guess. Just one, both, doesn't know. Maybe none of them. I think bouncing Assemble Legion end of turn is pretty solid here with Fencer. Because it's just a do-nothing card, right? What's this? Spectral Possession. I still think Fencer Assemble Legion is correct. So we do this. Bounce Assemble the Legion. I'm not gonna untap this yet. Creeping Tar Pit is a pretty good one to draw. Then we just attack with the tokens. We can also attack with the Theomancer and the Fencer, and then when he goes for a double block on something, we can dismember one of the tokens. Like if we attack with everything, his Windburst Heights is also gonna be worse if he doesn't jump somewhere. So it does go for the double block there, and that's it. So I think I then want to just remember one of these to stop the Windburst Heights from triggering. This is 4 to the face, he falls down to 10. I think he's relying on Windburst Heights triggering and having a land drop, so if he has a land drop and then plays... Yeah, I think I'm gonna let this resolve. That's fine. I know I traded a Theomancer, which is a pretty solid card, just for some damage, but I don't think I want Windburst Heights to trigger. So we'll cast this on a token. This seems pretty weird, but I basically have to. Because else Windburst Heights is gonna give him a free card, which is not something I want to have happen here. And now we can, well, we're still not gonna Shackles anything else. Like the token is probably a bit better because it can immediately attack here. He can cast Assemble the Legion again, of course, which he probably has to. That's okay. Not gonna untap as said. Graveyard Muse is interesting, but I think animating this and putting pressure on him is better. Having unblockable damage seems pretty strong, seeing that my opponent is only at 10. And it seems very unlikely that it's gonna swing me down before I swing him down. And if he doesn't block here, he's dead next turn, so he's gonna have to start blocking. And then his Windburst Heights is not gonna resolve. So we need something really good here. He's on a 2-turn clock to do Creeping Tar Pit as well. If I draw a land, Graveyard Muse is there. Assemble the Legion is obviously a really strong card to play against me, because I am gonna have a hard time against it, I think. Journey to Nowhere on Venser doesn't actually do that much. Yes, it's solid, but like Creeping Tar Pit is basically the issue for him here. And he just played what? A land? A swamp? Plays Isolated Chapel, Whipcorder. Whipcorder is okay, but I can just steal it. So we untap this, of course. We draw land, so I think instead of using the Shackles already, we're just gonna Graveworm Muse. Because it doesn't really matter here, it doesn't make a difference. Yes, he can now cast whatever is under Windburst Heights, but it has to be a life gain ability. And then we can Shackles Whipcorder, then animate Creeping Carpet and hit him for 3. So he has to deal me 19 damage right now, or gain life in some way. Both are possible, of course. But that depends on what's under Windburst Heights, and apparently it isn't what he wanted it to be. So, interesting deck somewhat. Not so sure what I want in against that. Maybe I want to negate. Probably over Impulse then, just to stop that card, but then the rest of his cards seem to be... Maybe another counter is better, but I think negate is the stronger one. And Impulse is probably the worst card out of mine. Sword of Fire and Ice is pretty strong against him. Liliana isn't that great. Manowar is fine because he plays a bunch of tokens, so it's fine. Sakashima Student isn't that great either, but it does copy my creatures. Yeah, I think we submit this. I'm recording, yeah, everything's fine, so we're 1-0 up in the second round, and we're 1-0 up just in rounds as well, so pretty good start here, currently undefeated, right? That was a close game though, like I think if it went a bit longer, he would have started winning because of Assemble the Legion, but it's just sideboard in, of course, an extra card to stop Assemble the Legion. He probably also sideboarded in something against Shackles because Shackles is just that good. So negate becomes a bit better as well on my end. I thought about Undermine, but I think having 2 mana counter spell is a bit better because I can apply pressure then while just keeping up 2 mana instead of applying pressure while having to keep up more mana than 2. Again, of Theomancer, I'm gonna keep this, and Vidalcan Shackle and Sword of Fire and Ice. I think this is strong enough. Obviously, way too many on 3 drops again, but it's strong enough to keep here. Turn 1 Windburst Heights is pretty nice. The question is, do we keep negate for Assemble the Legion, or do we negate something with like the 3 token cards? I think we also negate that. Profane Command is also a pretty nice card to have. Sword of Fire and Ice should wreck his deck though. Does he have a Whipcorder here? It's possible. Everflowing Chalice for 1. For 0. What on earth? Okay. That has to be the weirdest play I've seen so far. Like, I understand Whipcorder, but then Everflowing Chalice for 0. So Whipcorder does not stop Sword of Fire and Ice. Figure of Destiny is okay as well. There's a land. So we play Theomancer, which, you know, stops Figure of Destiny for now. And we can also Shackles in 2 turns. We can also Profane Command this probably next turn. Huh? Oh yeah, okay, got it. So this becomes a 4/4 then, but you know, Snake kills it. Snake is so good. Snake, wicked Snake. So if it doesn't have a land drop, I don't have to keep this around for Assemble the Legion yet. He can make this a 4/4, but then he has to tap this down, and then this will become 4/4. I can Profane Command this and make him lose 2 life, I guess. That turn after I can Shackles or Sword of Fire and Ice, I guess. Sword of Fire and Ice is gonna be huge. Sword of Fire and Ice and Theomancer, make sure he can't get rid of it. And then just have Snake token. So he needs a land drop to pump Figure of Destiny. and use Whipcorder, which I guess he can. But I then kill the Profane Command. I then Profane Command the Whipcorder, and then I have the Snake around. Okay. But then the problem is that I don't have the counter for. I then don't have the counter for the Assembled Legion. So that's an interesting one. The question is, what do I kill now? I still think I kill the Whipcorder because it still stops everything else. He could have assembled the Legion, but if he does, he does. Not much I can do about that. So we kill that. Then next turn, I think we play Shackles. So he taps down the Snake, of course. That's the most logical solution here. But I think taking 6 damage to get rid of the Whipcorder is fine. Because then next turn, Shackles is just gonna wreck his board. We can still Mentor of the Meek with Meloku is pretty broken. Doesn't seem to have the card he needs, so yeah, not gonna block here. We can also just equip Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay, just equip Sword of Fire and Ice on a Theomancer. Like if he had the answer for it, he would have already used it. So I'll just, yeah, I'm just gonna do that. He F6 even, so boom, baby. Kill this, of course. Draw a card, which is Sakashima Student, not really the card I want, but we have Detacher for his figure, for which he needs 6 mana, 2 more because he does not have a Swamp here. Oblivion Ring is fine. Oblivion Ring and the Sword of Fire and Ice is fine. Not much we can do about it, but we have Shackles for his figure anyway. Or we can just, drop Meloku and win the game like that. But I think Shackles and an attack is a bit better. Or we can keep Negate up. He only has 1 card. What if it's Assembled Legion? To win against Assembled Legion, probably with Meloku. So yeah, let's just cast this. Steel Figure. And then swing for 3. Then next turn we have Meloku plus Negate back up. Oblivion Ring and Sword Fire and Ice is a bit brutal, but I mean, just having Sword Fire and Ice was already a 2-card advantage because you drew a card, killed the card, and then Oblivion Ring is just 3 for 1 there. So we go 2 up, and I'll see you guys for finals.